6 months ago to the day I heard those words, you have chronic kidney disease. I was diagnosed with stage 5 and told I had zero chance of getting better. Well, they were wrong, and I'm going to share with you 10 things that have helped me beat chronic kidney disease, improve my GFR, and feel great. This is part 1, coming right up. Hello, kidney warriors. Now, when I was diagnosed just 6 months ago to the day, I was told I had zero chance of improving. And when I looked on the internet, that's what I saw. There's no way to get better when you have chronic kidney disease. But the doctors are wrong, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I feel was the most important things that I did to help me get better and to go from stage 5 to stage 4 all the way up to stage 3. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dadvice TV, and click that little bell icon. That way, every time I upload a new video, you'll get a notification and you can be one of the first to know about this. Now, today's topic. This is going to be a long video, so I'm breaking it down into 2 parts. Part 1, I got my red shirt on. Part 2, I'm going to wear my blue shirt. That way you can easily tell. I'm going to watch part 1, I'm going to get in part 2, and you can look at the thumbnail and see which one I am showing. And again, this is part 1 of my video. Now, when I was diagnosed, just like so many of you out there, it was heartbreaking. It was a huge shock to me. I didn't know what to do. Information on the internet was conflicting. The dietitian I saw in the hospital was completely worthless. And it's not her fault. They're given very little time and told, hey, you got 1 hour, go see 20 patients. There's no time to review their records. And people in the hospital are focused on their problems and the gravity of it. They don't have time to listen to a dietitian, let it soak in. So if you're in the hospital or you've been in the hospital and you saw a dietitian and it didn't go well, that's not how it's supposed to go. Just know that. But I started researching my butt off. I am a super nerd. I read books like crazy. I'll get 2 or 3 books in the mail. I read them that very same day. There's only one book that I've gotten around kidney disease, huge, giant, thick one. It's called Stopping Kidney Disease by Hull. It took me 5 days to read it. Great book. I definitely recommend it. It is a tough read. There is a lot of research in there, and I love that he put all the research that he used to fight his disease and get off of dialysis. My goal was not to get on dialysis, to get better. And I set a plan in place. By January 2020, not that far away, I wanted to get to stage 2, GFR 60. That was my goal. Can it be done? Who knows? Your doctor doesn't know. No one knows how much you can recover. Your kidneys can improve. We just don't know how to make it happen, okay? So it's just this combination and luck, can they improve? Plus, the strategy I used working with my doctors was to decrease inflammation, decrease the load on the kidneys so that then, they're still damaged. They'll be damaged forever. They can keep up with me better, which improves my GFR, which gives me more energy because there's less waste product, less toxins floating around in my blood. So let's go ahead, let's jump right into the reason you guys are here. Number 1, I built an absolutely amazing healthcare team to help me put together a strategy to get better and to stick with it. The main person on my healthcare team is my primary care physician. He is absolutely amazing. He is positive. He supports me. He recommends things. He told me, keep trying. Don't give up. You can get better. Or at least you can live with where you're at the rest of your life. You don't have to go on dialysis. He provided so much positivity and emotional support that it really helped me to struggle through those tough times and get better. Number 2 on my team is my nephrologist. Now, your nephrologist is there to answer all the complicated questions, and if things go sideways, he or she can help you there. My nephrologist has been very little physical help for me in getting better, but she's answered a ton of questions. I go there, I ask questions, I ask about this, what about this, why is this happening, what do you think would happen if I do this? She's great for me as a resource of information, and luckily things have not gone sideways, so I really haven't needed any extra special skills from her. Also on my team is my urinologist and my endocrinologist. Both of them have been helpful at reducing worries, making sure, okay, you don't have any of these other problems, you don't have cancer, you don't have this, you don't have that. Releasing a burden off my shoulders. Whew. I don't see them that often, but I keep up with all my regular appointments with everyone. And the 5th person that is part of my amazing healthcare team is my dietitian. Now, many of you went to the hospital, you were diagnosed, you saw a dietitian. It was a complete waste of your time. No information, really. It didn't tell you what to do. Those aren't the dietitians I'm talking about. They're given very little time to go in and see you. They don't get to know you. They don't build anything custom. My dietitian, the very first meeting, 1 hour long, just getting to know me. What do I like to eat? What do I not like to eat? When do I eat? How do I eat? Do I cook? How good do I cook? What do I know how to use around the kitchen? She learned so much about me. And then we talked about my labs and my goals. And my goal, stage 2, January 2020 is what I want to get to. And then I came back 2 weeks later and she had a customized plan for me. She also was huge at helping me reduce the number of pills that I took down to a far less and more manageable number, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But that is the first thing that was really, really important. I encourage all of you, build a great healthcare team. Communicate with them. Be open. If you think something's wrong, if something doesn't feel right, tell them. Ask questions. Ask. Remember, you're paying for their time. They want to help you. A lot of the patients that come in there they really don't want to know. They just want, doctors, give me a pill or get me on my way. I don't want to spend time here. Don't be that person. Be the person that says, hey, I don't want a 20-minute appointment. Can we have more? I have a list of questions. Can I email those to you before our appointment? That way you can research them and then we can talk about them. Use the questions, why? No matter what the doctor tells you, ask why. Not that you're fighting against them. You're learning. Why is that important? Why should I do that? Why did that happen? And then follow that up when they tell you to do something with how. How do I do that? If they say, hey, your bun's too high. Why is my bun too high? Let them talk to you about it. And they're going to say, you need to change some of the food you eat. How? What foods do I change? What do I add? What do I take away? Get those details. Go in there with a pad and paper, or I just record my conversations. That way I can get everything and write it all down in a Word document later. But to me, that was the first step in going from stage 5 to stage 3. 2 for me was I had high blood pressure. My kidneys were not working, and your kidneys regulate your blood pressure. So it's really important that if you have high blood pressure, you nip that in the bud and get it under control. You want to stop future damage. For me, that meant throwing away all the medications I was taking for my blood pressure because they were not kidney friendly and switching to kidney friendly ones. Now, it took about 1 month of tweaking, adding, changing, including changing the time of day that I took certain pills. There's one pill I take 0.2 milligrams in the morning, 0.3 milligrams in the afternoon. It got down to that level. I used a home blood pressure machine. They're really cheap. You can get it practically anywhere. I measured my blood pressure 3 times a day, synced it all to the cloud. That way, all of my doctors could look at the end of the day and see what is his blood pressure, what's happening. And I stayed on top of them. I was like, hey, I don't feel good. My blood pressure's too high. I need it lower faster, doc. this medication, I've been up for 2 days. It's not working. What can we do? I pushed them. I used email. Most doctors have an email account. I emailed them, here's the results so far. What do I do? This is so important. If you have diabetes, you got to manage that. I'm lucky not to be diabetic, but I had high blood pressure and I stayed on top of it. My goal, 130/80 or better. Took about a month, I got there, and now my kidneys are not getting damaged anymore. So that was the second most important thing that I did. I got my blood pressure under control, and I never, ever miss any of my medication. As a matter of fact, I use an app called Round, and it bugs me to death. Even goes on my watch to let me know, have you taken your pills this morning? You taking the 5 pills? You taking the 2 pills? You can set what pills you take, how much you take, and when, and it will nag you to make sure you don't miss a single dose. It's completely free. I love it. It's one I use. I'd recommend if you're taking medication, use that or a different type of app that just annoys you to take your pill so you never skip a dose. Number 3, I ate a low inflammation, kidney friendly diet. Now this was huge and a giant part of my recovery from stage 5, being told that if I don't make changes instantly, get on dialysis for example, that my wife would be picking out a coffin for me in 45 days. This changed. It got me from that point all the way up to stage 3. A low inflammation, kidney friendly diet is much more restrictive than just a renal diet or kidney friendly diet. I have a separate video. I'll put a little link up here to it where you can go in there and watch that video about my diet, how to shop, what to look for when you're reading labels. I read all labels. Everything I buy, I read the label. And the first thing I look for is phosphorus, PHOS. If it's in the first half of the ingredients, I don't buy it. If it appears twice in the second half of the ingredients, I don't buy it. I don't need phosphorus. I also watch out for potassium. No bananas, no avocados, no potatoes. Now I know some of you are thinking, oh, my doctor told me I can have potatoes. Okay, potatoes, they tell you go and leach those. If you want to be like me and try to go from stage 5 to stage 4 to stage 3 and keep going up, you got to give up all potatoes. Okay, that's what worked for me. You may be able to fit them in your diet, but it's just not worth it. You can give them up. Don't leach potatoes because you're still getting excess potassium. I was extremely strict on my diet. I never, ever, ever cheated on my diet. There is no such thing as a cheat day. The only person you're cheating is yourself. And future you doesn't want you to cheat. Future you wants you to get better so that future you can have a fun, more energetic life and go around and do things without feeling fatigue, without, all the other symptoms that we get as part of our chronic illness. Kidney disease, it's tough on us. Number 4 is I use supplements to support my body and to help me stay healthy. Now, a lot of people cringe when they hear the word supplement. They're thinking voodoo medicine. There are good supplements and there are bad supplements. I'm talking about the good supplements, the things your body needed. Now, as a kidney disease patient, there were a lot of things I was short in, and plus with the diet I was eating, I may not be getting enough of these things. So I relied heavily on fiber supplements. I used Benefiber, healthy weight version. It has a bit more fiber. Sprinkled some of that on everything I ate, no matter what. My plate was ready, I just sprinkled it across the entire plate, covered everything. My water bottle, added some scoops to it every morning. Benefiber doesn't change the texture, does not change the flavor. It is fantastic. I tried some knockoffs, the Target brand, and it just doesn't work. It clumps. It's not good for cooking or high heat. So I use Benefiber. I stick with the real thing. It works fantastic. I also take Chitosan, which is a fiber supplement pill. And I'll take those right before a meal just to get more fiber in me. Helps prevent constipation, keeps things moving through me. And there is some research out there that shows there are benefits from fiber and even taking chitosan to help with improving your kidney health or maintaining it for those of us that have kidney disease. Also, D3, your kidneys are the ones that take the D3 you get, vitamin D from the sun and D that you eat, and turn it into an active form of vitamin D3 that your body can use. B6, B12, also two other very important vitamins for your body. I relied on supplements for those. I took CoQ10. I have heart problems. Got high blood pressure, had a heart attack. So CoQ10 is one of those things that can help your heart. There's also some research showing that it's helpful for some kidney disease patients. In addition to that, I took omega-3 and a whole other slew of vitamins. Now, the amount of supplements and things that I took varied, almost week to week. As I did my blood work, whenever I wasn't perfectly in range, we made some tweaks to things that I needed to. And I had an entire assortment of bottles. And I knew, okay, take one of these, take this on Friday, take this in the afternoon. I had it all down, and it was just a combination. Now, as I got better and my health team learned exactly what I needed, and I kind of stabilized it, hey, your body's in good shape right now, I was able to greatly reduce the number of tablets and supplements that I take. I use a lot more combo supplements. As a matter of fact, this is one of my favorite ones now, Renal Plus D with omega-3 in it. This thing replaced probably almost a dozen, if not a dozen, different pills with just two of these. Now, these ones are bigger. If you've seen my video on this, these are a little bit bigger and different than the other ones I showed. They're pretty small, though. They're not horse pills. There you go. See, tiny compared to my mouth. I take two of these every day. This was designed by kidney doctors. It is backed by National Kidney Foundation and most dialysis centers, and this is usually what they recommend for their kidney disease patients, is to take that multivitamin, including dialysis patients. Don't run out and start buying these things, okay? Ask your healthcare team. It's all about getting you in the right balance. And they may say, yeah, let's talk about supplements. And then you can say, hey, there's this guy on the internet. Here's the ones he's taken. Do you think those will help me? Let your doctor tell you what they think and let them monitor what's happening to you. But supplements have been a huge part of helping me to get back in range, to keep everything healthy, and to move forward. And number 5, I avoided anything that could slow or stop my recovery in fighting kidney disease. That includes soda, no soda whatsoever. Now, if you've downloaded my list of non-inflammatory kidney-friendly foods, you'll see there is some sodas on there. Sprite, lemon lime. Personally, don't touch this stuff. I stick with water. I would say from stage 5 up to stage 3, 100% water. That was what I was drinking. No soda, doesn't matter if it's diet, doesn't matter if it's regular. The dark color sodas are just awful. Don't try any of those. Drop it now. Future you is relying on you to stop doing those. Juices, just loaded with sugars. There could be other chemicals where they're processed. I stopped taking painkillers like Advil, ibuprofen. Those are bad for your kidneys. I know you're going to think, but wait, they're FDA approved. Doesn't FDA approved mean it's safe? No, it doesn't. That's just a loose label on some things. Ibuprofen is extremely dangerous. In my opinion, it should not be sold over the counter. As a matter of fact, I just found yesterday in one of my bathroom drawers a bottle of ibuprofen, 240 tablets. How the heck can Advil feel comfortable, the people behind Advil, selling a person 240 tablets in a little bottle? because we have the perception that, oh, I'm buying it at Walmart, I'm buying it at Walgreens. It's safe, it's over the counter, I don't need a prescription. It is not safe. Especially you're buying 240 of them, oh my goodness. That should last you a lifetime. But that's not what it's meant for. They're making money because we're all popping those pills for pain. And I didn't overdo Advil when I got my kidney disease. I was in a horrific car accident from a distracted driver who ran her Ford vehicle through an intersection at full speed and slammed right into me. And I took 1 or 2 pills a day as needed for back pain as I was going through therapy to try to improve my back. And I would occasionally take Advil PM to sleep, and it just destroyed my kidneys. So I stopped taking all those pain pills. Luckily, I've rarely needed any medication for pain, and I've been very careful, and I just take a little bit of acetaminophen and it works. Now, in the beginning, when I got headaches, there's these little cold patches. You throw them in the refrigerator, you pull them out, you pull out the sticky thing, you stick them to your forehead. Those worked amazing for me. There's no medication. It's just a stick-on gel that cools your forehead, cools all the blood cells or blood vessels going through there, and it helped me with headaches, so I didn't have to rely on a pill. I also, as far as not taking anything, I drink only water. That's it. Now, I just recently started adding 1 cup of coffee a day. As a matter of fact, here is my 1 cup for the day, making my way through it. It is brewed. There's no sugar. There is no sweetener. The only thing that's in here is some MCT oil. Now, that's something I started adding at stage 3 as part of my new diet, because as you go through the different stages, your diet, the amount of supplements you take, your healthcare team will modify those. So I'm now at a stage where I'm doing a different diet and I'm using MCT oil, and it's something you gotta research before you add it to your diet. It needs some ramping up to get your body used to it. Otherwise, you're gonna be running to the bathroom a whole bunch, and it's not the pretty trip to the bathroom. Okay, so don't be sitting there, oh, James from Dadvice TV mentioned MCT oil. I'm going to Amazon, click, click, click. It'll be here tomorrow, and I'm going to start taking it. Don't do that, okay? Always, whenever you make any changes, talk to your healthcare team, and some things you will need to ramp up. But that is the next thing that helped me in my fight from stage 5 to stage 3. And that is the end of part 1 of 10 things that have helped me personally, a real, true life kidney disease patient, go from stage 5, being told I have to go on dialysis, to avoid dialysis and get to stage 4 and get to stage 3. Now, it was not an easy journey, but it's a journey you can make. I did it in just 6 months. Today, 6 months to the day that I was told you have chronic kidney disease. I had never heard of a nephrologist. I didn't know what a renal diet was. Matter of fact, I didn't know I needed a urinologist. I didn't know what an endocrinologist did. I learned so much in those last 6 months, but these are things that I did that have helped me to get better, improve. You guys have seen me. If you go back to my old videos, you're gonna see I was chubbier. I looked, a lot weaker, trying to do these videos and share information as I saw little bits of progress and work my way up. Now, if I had a Steadicam, I could go out and do this outside jogging, no problem whatsoever. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you know anybody else who has kidney disease, please share this video. Give them hope. It'll encourage them to talk to their doctors, to be more open, to have better conversations, to ask more questions, to learn more, so that they know you're not always alone as far as, well, you're never alone with kidney disease. There's a lot of us out there. You got me. You got lots of great groups on Facebook, and there's groups out there, places to help you. But don't feel that, there's no hope. Now, for some people, their situation, you can't recover much or any of your kidney function. But I was told that I had 0. That was the exact quote. You have 0 chance of getting better. Your kidneys are not going to get better. this is as good as they're going to be. And I did everything. I made life-altering changes that very day, and I stayed on top of it. I'm sharing those 10 things that were the most key to me right here, and this was part 1. Look for part 2 to learn more. And if you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, please subscribe and click the little bell icon. That way you'll get notification every time I share more of my experiences, more of what I've learned, more of what I'm doing to fight and beat kidney disease. Because losing is not an option. All right, thanks everyone. I'll see you in the next video.